Go, go, go! Hit the targets! Position 2, go! Hit the targets! Flashbang through the door! Position 4! Hit the targets! Position 5, go! Hit the targets! 6, go! Flashbang through the door! Hit the targets! Final position, go! Sprint to the finish! That's a new squadron record, Soap. Not bad at all.
Well, when you've got it, you've got it. And Modern Warfare certainly had it. The impact this game had on multiplayer and gaming at large cannot be underestimated. This was the greatest online multiplayer game of the generation and defined the Xbox 360 and PS3 generations. It certainly set a benchmark that few struggled to follow, but now it doesn't hold the heritage that it once used to. That doesn't mean that this game still isn't absolutely stunning to play and a real trip down memory lane, and you enjoy it. And as you've just seen, it only took me 2 goes. Yes, I'm not lying, 2 goes to get a speed like that. Muscle memory is a real thing, and it shows. Now here on the PS4 and Xbox One, what are we looking at over and above the original 360, PS3 and obviously PC releases? Well, first thing is, this is a genuine, fully bona fide remake. This has been from the ground up remastered, retooled and redeveloped with the modern engine that powers Infinite Warfare right now. Now, that doesn't mean that it's all of the same quality and at the same level, and there are some benefits to this. One of those is the fact that the game runs a 1080 resolution on both consoles. I have checked a few counts and I cannot see any areas where I'm seeing any dips below that, but that doesn't mean with this new day and age, as I mentioned quite a while ago, you'll see dynamic resolutions pretty much nailed on now, with now the Ps4 Pro now in my hands. Obviously you've seen some footage already and there's much more to come, and the forthcoming Scorpio. This means that titles will scale much better and easier with dynamic resolutions across both, which obviously eases the burden on developers and programmers alike, because therefore the actual resource can be used dynamically dependent on the version it's running within the codebase, which makes obvious sense. As we're already seeing, this is becoming the new standard, as I suspected. Anyway, back to Modern Warfare and what we can see in this title. Over the original Xbox 360 and PS3 releases, we can see obviously much higher quality assets, remade, retooled, much better texture quality. We've now got particle effects that use collision. Motion blur is used generally throughout gameplay. In 60 FPS titles, it is very welcome, and the game looks a hell of a lot more modern, ironically, than the older version. And this is a ground up remake. Lighting effects are now more precise per pixel, and obviously that includes HDR like bloom, lens flare and god rays throughout the game, which are all enhanced over the original title, which is still pretty nice looking considering the age of the hardware and the frame rate that it ran at. We see additional animation and completely redone animation routines, including cutscenes and in gameplay, retooled rigs and animation frames. We also see additional sections during gameplay. You now get a first-person body hand view when you're sliding down ropes from various sections in the game. The training section now has an opening moment where you can look around and admire the beauty, even down to the point where Price gets splashed with water while smoking his cigar, showing the delicate care and attention Raven have taken from remaking this classic title from the last generation of machines. But is it worth it, and is it worth you dipping in very deep at the moment into a £70 or nearly $100 title? Well, yes it is, in my opinion, if you love the game as much as I did, and that includes the multiplayer, which I'll be covering shortly, including the PS4 Pro modes, but I have a lot more to cover, so just wait around while I get around to these titles. I'm trying to hit as much as I can, as quickly as I can. But it's really evident that this game has spent a lot of time, love, care and budget with additional lighting, PBR materials, which is obviously something that covers the overall energy consumption routines that we're seeing here in this title. They are much better and more modern, I've used that saying twice now, not intentionally, than the older versions, and it's certainly worthy of the remastered tag. And that also includes performance, which actually outperforms the previous titles on both consoles. And here on Xbox One and PS4, we see a difference in performance metrics, which is identical to what we saw in Infinite Warfare, resulting in the Xbox One running an adaptive VSync, allowing it to tear ever so slightly when the budget is just missed, and therefore the PS4 version runs a fully VSync title, means when it skips a little bit, it drops the whole frame. Now this is not as bad as it sounds. It rarely tears on the Xbox One, and probably many people wouldn't even notice the amount of times it does tear. In fact, from my test thus far, we're talking into the hundreds just about for torn frames, and this is around 40,000 tested frames, so really it's a very minor issue, but occasionally it can drop, delivering a near identical performance curve across both versions. Just to stress on my test thus far, I haven't caught any drops below a native 1920 1080 on Xbox One or PS4, but it may still run a dynamic resolution. But performance is incredibly solid on both. Yes, there are points where it dips down in some points into low 50s or even 40s at very rare points, but the worst things you can see that I've played thus far are on screen. In fact, I had to really hunt out points that cause any severe dips. The majority of the time it's holding on to that 60 FPS, and again, like I say, far more solidly than what you can see here from the PS3 and even the Xbox 360, which was always the better performing of the two anyway, a higher resolution and a more solid performance rate. So that covers the game entirely. It is completely remastered, much better looking, and performs much better on both. So with all that said, if you've got your hard-earned cash and a Christmas present lined up, which one do you buy? Well, really, it makes hardly any difference whatsoever. It depends on where your friends are and what console you've got. It's entirely up to you. There is hardly any difference between these two versions. It's a stellar remaster and a competent job from Raven on both versions, with no one missing out or losing anything here in the port and the upgrade quality that's been delivered. And that means you can enjoy and relive Modern Warfare just as you used to remember it, with those rose-tinted glasses now looking identical in your mind, even though in reality it's on a completely different level. And that means you can get all gillied up. Anyway, that's me. I'll be back shortly with more information on PS4 Pro and a lot more. Please leave your thoughts and feedback below. If you enjoy my work, my content and my channel, then please subscribe to help support me and my channel, along with getting first contact on new feeds and information as I put them up. Please check my website for more information on this and other articles. Follow me on Twitter. Leave all your thoughts and feedback below. Play fast, shoot hard, and keep yourself getting up in the weeds. I'll see you on the next one.
Jackson, throw a flashbang. All call signs, check the bodies. We have a quick east of here to TV station. We're gonna get out on foot and take down the package there. Move out. Taking fire here.
Roger that. We've got RPGs down there.
Shit, that was close.
Got a visual on the target.
5 seconds.
Assembly to the west of your position. Over.
There's an enemy CPU to the south of your position. As we take it out, we cannot really send in any more choppers. Over.
Negative, Bravo 6. There's an enemy CPU to the south of your position.
We can get some
When you take it out, we cannot risk sending in any more choppers. Over.
All right, let's move.